is our shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepares a table before I. In the presence of our enemy, them who anointed I head with no oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of my life. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja kadama we gromabe. How ma uso bolisa. I don't know what it was sickly for. How are you mo eh? Oh you all adon. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral, and we have never claimed to be, because we are not. We have actually taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. And my name? Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. That is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry, the rank and file of our people, right from the heads, yes, the crowns of their heads, all the way down to the soles of their feet. And we subject these ideas to some crucial forensic scrutiny, right after which we tease out the creme de la creme of all the ideas and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. And this is the Black Empire Media, the headquarters of the truth. This is the home of all exclusives. Yes, we are the capital of the truth. This is the headquarters of the truth. This is the hometown of the truth, the bedroom of the truth, the foundation of the truth, the habitat of the truth, the address of the truth. It is the truth. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo. And I'm most excited to say we are live on Facebook, also live on YouTube. You can find us on X, formerly called Twitter. We are also on Instagram and on TikTok. We keep ticking and talking with the gracious hands of patriotism. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo. And here we speak truth to power. You're welcome to this broadcast. I want to invite you to be part of this. Please subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a story you want us to follow up on. We are most excited to do that for free. Absolutely. My brother, my sister, it's all in the service of God and country. Now, this is the biggest online when it comes to patriotism and Pan-Africanism. That is why we are saying thank you so much, because without you, we would not be here. Please hit on the subscription button and also on the notification bell. Thank you for making us number one. Your advert will do so well here, and the results are clear. The milestones are here for everyone to see. Come here. Now today we have 7 very important stories to look at. We might add an 8th one, my brother, my sister, if we have time. So we're going to be running with the speed of light, and I need you to come along. Hot stories for the weekend. Oh my God. I'm always excited when we have so much news, so much stories like this. Please share the broadcast. Like the broadcast. Let everybody see that we are here. Hey. Subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell. It takes just 1 second and it's for free. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, and here we speak truth to power. Again, my brother, my sister, hey, can I just say thank you so much to our sponsors? Hey. Turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori Doriente. My brother, It is only with Tizori, yes, Doriente, that just after one bath for 48 hours and beyond, you are still smelling like the Garden of Eden. It's gone beyond just a shower gel. My brother, my sister, it is soft, it is smooth, it is silky, and it has that long-lasting oriental fragrance. Hey, it is Italian technology coupled with African raw materials to give you that premium quality, most affordable. Hey, it comes in so many different fragrances and not flavors because they are natural. We have the Ikigai, we have the Karma, we have the Forest Therapy, we have the Royal Oud, and we have the Persian Dream. Hey, pour a little bit of Tizori Doriente in the middle of your palm, shake the bath water, watch how the ladder grows into a rich foam. Let it nourish your skin freely. It also serves as an insect repellent. Oh my God. Clean up and smell good. Do you have an interview to attend? You need Tizori Doriente. There's a new girl in town that you love so much. Tizori Doriente. There's a new guy in town that you want to mesmerize. Tizori Doriente. That is the secret to my beautiful skin. All these years of smoothness. Tizori Doriente. Oh my God, have mercy. And it's proudly distributed in Ghana by Daddy Ash Limited. For bulk purchases and inquiries, call Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599. This is Tizori Doriente. I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. We are also sponsored by the kind courtesy of Millennium Insurance. Hey, it's not every insurance that is an assurance. There is one, yes, or two, or three, or 4 or 5, oh yes, that will pretend they can cover you like a plaster, but ultimately they would be a disaster. My brother, my sister, that is why everybody's talking about Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. What kind of insurance do you require? Is it motor insurance policy, third party, comprehensive, or you want to insure your vehicle against burglary, theft, fires, floods? No problem at all. Millennium Insurance is here to stay, and I need you to be part of this, your trustworthy partner. Hey, can I tell you more? Hey, disability insurance, no problem. Death insurance, no problem for employees and family. My God, have mercy. Hey, now, something very important about Millennium Insurance is this. When it comes to claims, we are very quick to give out that. Unlike many others that pussyfoot, no, we need to put you on the right footing. Again, nobody is a preserve of calamity. Calamities do come when they come. But my brother, my sister, Millennium Insurance will make sure you are on the right footing. Hey, volcanoes, fires, floods, no problem. Tsunamis and even earthquakes. Millennium Insurance is more than just ready. Are you traveling outside the country? You need a Millennium Travel Insurance. We'll take you in and bring you back. Please, for more, visit our sales portal on sales.millenniuminsurancegh.com. And everything is everything. Our numbers are on the screen. Pick up the numbers and talk to your trustworthy partner. This is Millennium Insurance. And my name, Blakk Rasta. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. 8 stories for today. This is story number 1. Watch this. Dodo. Black Stars. MAHAMA to fly dreaded fetish priest Nana KWAKU BONSAM to World Cup. Wow. Now, the Black Stars is glittering. Yes, the team Black Stars is glittering right at the World Cup. The Black Stars has the best defense on the field. The Black Stars has a very interesting coach who knows how to communicate. And he has given the World Cup the best line so far. He told them that VAR has gone on a coffee break. And it has become the biggest statement at the World Cup right now. Everybody is talking about this coffee break that VAR has gone for. And what is VAR? You know, when people are on the field playing and they need to check out something, they go and check out the cameras to see exactly what really happened. My brother, my sister, when Ghana played England, the VAR, some people call it the VAR, went on a coffee break and therefore was not watching when that obvious penalty landed to the glory of Ghana. Unfortunately, that glory was taken off, but that didn't take Ghana anywhere into Hades. Ghana continued to glimmer and glitter, with excitement up front and even at the back, to the point that the English team was so frustrated. It's one of the best teams at the World Cup. It's one of the most feared teams at the World Cup. But the Ghanaian side proved to be a very hard nut to crack as well. No wonder when at the end of it all, the best player of the game award was given out to Jude Bellingham, and he had to turn it down and say, you know what, to be very honest with you, I don't feel like I deserve this. I honestly don't. It must go to the Ghanaian defense. My brother, my sister, the VAR, the VAR went on a coffee break. Ghana should have been at least 1 goal up through that penalty, and also a red card that was never given in favor of Ghana. My brother, my sister, now, aside all these rhetorics and the beauty of the game from the Black Stars, there was also spirituality. There was this guy on the pitch blowing powder. His real name is Keilani Ibrahim Pa. He grew up around Mamobi Gata. He is an ardent supporter of the Black Stars. Anytime he blows that powder, either a player on the opposing team blows or balloons the ball away from the post, or Ghana would score. At least we saw that in the Panama match. Many English fans are reading a lot of spirituality into this. Not only the English people, but the whole World Cup is beginning to pay attention to this guy called Keilani Ibrahim Pa. My God have mercy. Recently, he increased the tension when he told them that his powder was finished and he needed to go all the way to Ghana, specifically to the Nima market, to purchase some to come and blow so the Black Stars will continue to glitter like the stars that they are, to winkle like the stars that they are, glimmer with beauty like the beautiful stars that they are. My brother, my sister. Now, another thing that happened, KWAKU BONSAM all of a sudden is trending all over the world of World Cup football. He claims he's the most dreaded, the most powerful spiritualist in the world. In Ghana, we see him as a very controversial man. Sometimes he's attention-seeking. Sometimes we see him ride a horse. Other times we see him dressed like this. Many people fear him. Others believe that he shouldn't be feared. But my brother, my sister, even by his appearance, many people shiver. He commands via kanjori money from wherever. And we see money lying on the floor and much more. This is a man who says he plays with lions. He says late at night when people are asleep, he is in the middle of the jungle talking to lions, talking to leopards, and lying on the backs of crocodiles to cross rivers and dams. This is Nana KWAKU BONSAM, the Wednesday demon. KWAKU BONSAM all of a sudden has become a hot cake because he predicted before the Ghana-England match that Hurricane was going to be weak and limp like an impotent penis. And in that game, he crumbled like a house of cards. In fact, he crumbled like cookies. He said he had locked him right in a certain box and he was not going to do anything. He would not be able to score. And we saw the frustration when Hurricane ballooned the ball all over the place to the point that even English fans started to tease him that he said anytime he got to the Ghanaian 18, the pole looked extra big and he felt dizzy all of a sudden and he ballooned the ball all up into heaven. My brother, my sister, Hurricane is yet to recover from the GS and the teasing that he's receiving from his own English fans. But beyond that, KWAKU BONSAM has been interviewed by great networks across the country. DW spoke with him. Hey, my brother, my sister, many other channels have spoken to Nana KWAKU BONSAM. Piers Morgan spoke with KWAKU BONSAM, and Piers Morgan is a respected journalist. The whole world's attention at the World Cup right now is on this guy here called KWAKU BONSAM. Many people are beginning to believe that Juju works, and by his appearance, they believe he's responsible for the goodwill of the Black Stars. Let's take a quick sneak peek into the interview with Piers Morgan, and when we return, we got more. Watch this.
The Ghanaian witch doctor, Nana KWAKU BONSAM.
A succubus. A succubus.
He's the man who put the curse on Harry Kane ahead of England's game with Ghana, and it seems to have worked because Kane was neutered by what happened. Well, welcome to Uncensored to you, Nana KWAKU BONSAM. I just have one very important question, really, which is, have you lifted the curse, as has been reported, on Harry Kane so that he's allowed to now score against Panama? Can you hear me, sir?
You said?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think the thing freezing.
I just wanted, if you can hear me, I just wanted to ask you, have you lifted the curse on Harry Kane, which was so successful against, obviously, Ghana, so that he's allowed to score against Panama?
Yeah, thank you so much for all your listeners. My name is Paul, Nana KWAKU BONSAM, the most powerful spiritualist in the world. We see about let's say yesterday or 2 days ago, and then after the match, because Harry Kane, Harry Kane is not my enemy, he's my brother. That I love him so much. I always play for him. Any match, he's my fan. And then even one of my daughter, they give birth about 2 weeks ago. I named him Harry Kane Jr., Harry Kane BONSAM. I named my son, named Harry Kane BONSAM, because I love him so much. So
Harry Kane BONSAM. He has named his children after Harry Kane. Harry Kane BONSAM. He said, and when you listen to the interview, he glorifies the power of Kofi. He glorifies the energy of the African spiritual system. And he says he will do more. My brother, my sister, is it for entertainment reasons? Or are these guys beginning to believe that there is something that is called juju? There was an interview with an English player, Nigerian descent, Eze. And listen to what ensued. Watch this.
Hi, there's been quite a fun story going around about a Ghanaian witch doctor putting a hex on Harry Kane to stop him scoring. I don't know whether that's been talked about in camp and whether you're relieved that he's lifted that at all. Are you aware of that?
Do you believe in that?
I don't believe in it. I just wondered whether it had been talked about in the dressing room and if you were relieved that he's lifted the hex now.
Yeah, no, I'm not too interested in that type of conversation.
Okay.
Nigerian descent. He said he doesn't believe in that kind of conversation. Nigeria is one of the countries in the whole world that believes so much in this thing called juju. Should I say it again? Nigeria is one of the major countries in the world that believe in the power of juju. We see that in Nigerian movies. We see that in Nigerian cultures. But this is a second-rate Nigerian. He plays for England. My brother, my sister. In other words, he probably was born and bred in Obodo Ibo. So he doesn't know the works of his ancestors, we can forgive him. But my brother, my sister, vilify KWAKU BONSAM as much as you want. See it as a psychological warfare. It is working. The English are beginning to give credence and reverence to the power of this thing called juju. That's a juju. Now with Ibrahim Pa Kailani blowing the powder in the air, he's already causing a huge furore in the park. We are hearing that in the next match, they may try to trail him and stop him from coming in there. My brother, my sister, some of the countries are beginning to fret. Do not be surprised if they start to report to FIFA that some of these things should not be allowed. For entertainment reasons, let us put away the spirituality and look at the mind games, how it is working for Ghana. Information reaching us is that the Ghana Football Association is beginning to think about getting KWAKU BONSAM all the way to the World Cup, sitting on a black horse, and he would ride into the stadium with Kailani Ibrahim Pa blowing the powder in his way as he rides into the stadium. My brother, my sister, President Mahama may not entirely believe in juju, but a lot of Ghanaians and Africans do. But he is also a respecter of other people's spirituality. And if this is working psychologically, why not encourage it? KWAKU BONSAM is ready to fly to the United States of America. He's ready to go to Canada. Anywhere the Ghanaians are playing, he's ready to appear on a black horse, my brother, my sister, and mesmerize the people. You can imagine what this is going to do for the World Cup and also for the Black Stars. At the end of the day, the whole attention of the World Cup has already been seized and usurped by two very important figures, the Black Stars team and also the spiritual side. Carlos Queiroz is already the man everyone sees with the rhetorics, the jargons. VAR has gone on a coffee break. The Ghana side is seen as the most formidable, with the most impenetrable defense. Oh my God. Imagine KWAKU BONSAM arriving there on the black horse. Imagine Kailani Ibrahim Pa blowing the powder in the air. My brother, my sister, whichever team is going to play Ghana will start to shiver and fret. Probably it is time for Ghana to experiment this and at least put the fear of the ancestors in some of these players. I support this. President Mahama, the Football Association of Ghana, over to you. It's the Black Pots, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. SLAPS galore at AGYAPONG Disciplinary hearing. AGYAPONG is a politician. He speaks his mind. Sometimes he goes vitriolic. This is the man we're talking about. He was an MP for several terms, somewhere in Assin, specifically Assin Central. This is the guy. He is a self-made man and self-confessed billionaire. He has hundreds of houses in Ghana, according to him, and beyond. He made money working from the scratch as a candy seller, PK. And he rose in the world of business like a column of mercury in the mercury thermometer on heat. My God, today is one of the most dreaded rich men in Ghana. Dreaded in the sense that in our country, when rich men speak, it is very difficult for you to challenge them for fear that they will not drop some of the honey on your tongue. This is AGYAPONG. He has been a thorn in the flesh of corruption in Ghana. He has been a thorn in the flesh of his party, the NPP. He is angry with his party. But many people say he has sour grapes. What are these sour grapes? Anytime he needs something from his party for his own selfish ends and doesn't get that, he comes back to attack his own party. But some of us who sit on the periphery think that he is only doing what he's supposed to do. Of course, sometimes we get disappointed with some of his utterances, but ultimately, this is a man you can't take anything away from. Canada Japan has accused his party of trying to murder him, tracking him in order to destroy him, because he was ultimately becoming bigger than his party. Watch this.
Igana NPP for kwatena asalam does me yebekum yebe show me. Hell me, I'm ready. I'm so my family card numbers. I'm waiting for them.
Wow,
June. No more. I hear me say put it. Omun try do me say and e pa me chow. And na mu bekum me. I'm ready for them.
NPP for so.
Yes. Me are ready.
Ombeku say why?
No me the way I bring the party down. In some shamanum. And I'm not kufu adum kwanam di nani tu nanim. Na say sika no mo ko say du agongo no mo e kwagye no. I can't remember who said the Messiah astrip woman naked. But my ferry papa, my promise, say me mama no Antoine. Nana Kufu the Namadim to them. And some Funo Mutiwa Mudio. I can't say some America.
Why me say do agongo?
Say do agongo, what you want to open it? Contract 3 years or $200 million. Minoka said, I Mutiwa Mudin some fun, some me, Ombe show me no. Contract open it from October 3rd to this January 6th. $512 million. And then the same contractors, contract, they have reduced the contract sum by 20%. 20% only the 3 months, And $102,400,000. That would save them. Maybe got your mamu warning first. And then my friend Penny Biswa catching. Say, yes, I may be kind of or no one or the same party. The mamu warning. But some munya nefs, some me Canada. Wow.
Wow, party move for.
Oh, mammy, so I fought NDC.
But when you need a woman, you must why a diamond honorable candapa. Say a
whole national security. Me say where a disaster. A family make you man a diamond.
He's a fearless man. He says he will bring down his own party. At this point, he said his own party was trying to murder him. But he was quiet because of one man, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He said his party was corrupt. His party gave a contract of more than 200 million American dollars to Seydou Agongo of the NDC. And a new group came and was ready to do the same contract. Minus 20% of the sum. My brother, my sister, he said Seydou Agongo was corrupt. And he also said Kandapa, who was the Minister of National Security, he was going to make his work more difficult because he was a disaster. This was an interview that was done a couple of years back. This is Kennedy Japan. He's still on the same rhetoric. He granted an interview and it was recorded by Asasi. And Asasi put it out and he condemned his own party and called the party hypocritical. And it was one of the utterances that ruffled the feathers of his arrogant MPP party. Take a trot with me. Watch this.
You know, I was the chairman for Defense and Interior. This hospital, NDC, it was started by President Kufuor. The locations and all those things, NDC came to start it. Whenever, when we came, I'm an MPP, but I have to tell you the truth. We're talking about Ghana and nobody. We didn't do anything. Read my lips. I'm telling you the gospel truth. I was the chairman for Defense and Interior. When we decided to go and inspect Afari, they stopped us. We didn't go. So I heard somebody talking 15 months. Has Afari hospital been there for 15 months? We were there for 8 years. You didn't do it. Don't blink your eye. See, we are not doing politics. I'm speaking the truth. This is Ghana. Stop that. We will criticize NDC, we will criticize MPP. That's the only way to go. I was chairman. NDC started this. Why didn't you complete it? You were there for 8 years, you didn't complete it. When somebody comes for 15 months, then you have a problem. Please, give me a break. Ghana, we should love our nation and stop playing politics with everything.
Honorable Kennedy Japan, I'm here for Ghana, not for any particular political party. You were in power for 8 years. You did nothing for Afari Military Hospital. This party just came in 15 months and you expect them to do everything. Don't be hypocritical. Whilst he was saying this, a member of the party was blinking or batting a lead at him. And he warned him right on live camera TV. This didn't make the party happy. An MP for Asokwa, my own very good brethren and university mate, Nana Ayu, came against him and called him a liar. Hey, some also called him bitter because he had lost the primaries. And for that matter, he just wanted to destroy the party out of bitterness. He couldn't even go to congratulate the winner of that Kabudo. Yes, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Bawumia himself had to go to the defeated man for the sake of unity and camaraderie. My brother, my sister, this is Kennedy Japan. He's angry that people call him bitter. He crashed into a radio show, which was also streamed live. And he was full of vitriol. And that was the last straw that broke the she-camel's back. Better still, the she-elephant's back. Watch this.
Media. Kamo pese Ghana yegi. Kamo mayen kanu kure. Unya eya bienenye. Na usi unu yenti menka. Ubede na ukure ya wakase Ghana. Ye pese yegi. Ekwambe ni first with yegi. Na me are disappointed in the me offer of Nasapo. Say mimi kwa. Ono no e chairman. Ono no e chairman. Omu sanity unu said that bena or the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and Interior. Ekoi. Now uncle checking in minutes. Say she a friend bisaya or ka say. Omu aye to 85%. Then I hear Kowa, Oma uncle. You see, Minya, Assembly Abba, NDC for mistake, MPP for mistake. A Ghana, and you did not to a passo, and you who. Yeah, the only pa, Omo Yaria, Minka, Obi says, you didn't call China. The refer will be or call India. And to see a year. You have to India and China. Say, you have to war. And I will say, more dainty, put me cut in Opibia. May MPD for them be better. Men can be the answer. Now, almost said, Niomo Yano, our campaign, they may they can't shut me down. Ghana for person here. Mummy say almost agenda 111. Come to be completely back Ukraine. Almost ton contract, you know, and the other people at 10%. Ghana, maybe say, and then NPP for they should be careful with me. So maybe you're better. Only a mess beans all over the place. Now, man, I catch you say, me my president, I mean, maybe free me sight, you never know. I'm only thinking of the youth of this country and not NPP. Agenda 111, Mummy say, Saba Kokrom Uya. They sold obiti contract now wakotong. Watching 10%. Anybody to me, we are moving about the criticize NDC for me, and we're being so day. Contract Abraham say only now on 11%, $55 million or per 11%. And you on advance 7%. And so Masa, Ghana, Ghana,
Honorable Kennedy Ohene AGYAPONG, former MP for 4 terms consecutive. He tried to run for the flag bearership of his party twice, and on both occasions, he failed. He wasn't elected. Is he bitter? He's angry that his party says he's bitter. And he says, if you are not careful, I'm going to spill more beans. Agenda 11 hospitals, yes, 111 hospitals. You gave the contract to party members, cronies, and cliques. And they were also in turn selling the contracts to people and taking kickbacks. Somebody even came to my wife. A 55 million American dollar contract. The person wanted 11% of that figure. Kickback. I will spill all the beans and show you that I'm truly bitter. If I don't become president, you think I will not eat? These are his words. But my brother, the problem I have with Kennedy AGYAPONG is, why must you always be angry before you start to speak the truth that is in favor of Ghana? In the first interview, he said it was Nana Akufo-Addo who was president then, who he gave so much respect to, and for that matter, he decided not to speak on the issue. But if the party dared him, he would speak. If this is supposed to help Ghana grow, why do you wait until you are provoked? That is the question I keep asking Kennedy AGYAPONG. He only gets into these tantrums when he's angry, when somebody makes him angry. That is why people say they are all born out of sour grapes. This was the last straw that broke the elephant's back. The party got angry. They decided to meet at a disciplinary committee. Ken's posters were brought there. His flyers were brought there. His photographs were trampled upon right there at the sitting. Yes, the youth came out. They had his banners and they were all shouting, Ken must go. Ken must go. Look at Kennedy AGYAPONG on it. Ken must go. Look at what they are going to do with that. On the floor, stepping on it. Bam, bam, bam. Wham, 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 wham. Ken must go. We don't need him in the NPP. He's poison. We don't need him. That's what they are saying in this video. But it didn't end there. It turned into fisticuffs. Fisticuffs, my brother, my sister. Slaps galore. Watch this. This man in suit is gathering energy. And this other gentleman, there was the one, in fact, one of those holding the banners of Kennedy AGYAPONG. Now watch the action. Watch it. Hey, they are struggling. They are holding each other. Hey, the blows are yet to come. Look at this guy here. He's gathering momentum to go and unleash fire somewhere. Watch him. You see, this is the banner guy. Hey, they are pushing each other. Wham. Hey, watch this. Look at what is happening there. Total chaos. We don't want Kennedy. Kennedy must go. A few people there said, no, Kennedy is the backbone of the party. We need him. They can't take this anymore. Wham! One slap. Bam! The banner guy falls. Another man gives the other man. It slaps like in a simultaneous equation. By substitution. Hey, my brother, my sister. This is simultaneous slapping by elimination. Look at what is happening. Somebody solve for X. Because this equation is too difficult to be worked out simultaneously. This is all because of Kennedy AGYAPONG. Some want him out of the party. Some say no can no vote. Some are trampling on his photographs and they are exchanging slaps right there. One, another one is on the floor, just one slap. There is now a game of slapping. In fact, our sports keep getting more violent and violent. Slap, dash it away. My brother, my sister, they say Ken must go. Look at the guy, he will come and join the race very soon. That's him standing at the back talking. Ken must go. Ken must go. We don't need him. Then this guy pulls it down. Wham! And then he's about to step on it. They don't want Ken. They don't want him. He's shouting at the photograph, you are a traitor. We don't want you. Wham, wham, wham. And this guy says, hey, anyone who says they want Ken, they should come. We'll show them. We don't want Ken in the party anymore. He must go. He's the one destroying the party. Look at that guy who was slapped later. You see him at the back there wearing his, army top and all that. Later he took one slap. Don't know he wasn't even strong. One slap and he was on the floor. Normally the loud people are not strong. One slap and he was lying on the floor like a pregnant fish. My brother, my sister, dash it away. Now, Kennedy Japan is here. The people say they don't want him in the party. Many others say they want him. So the party is on the brink of collapse. When will this dirty party come into power again? 6 million years to come. By what time Kennedy Japan would have died and gone, Aoya would have been gone, but we would be here after 6 million years to tell you their story. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 3. Watch this. Sedina Tamakloe finally in jail. Hallelujah. Tra la 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 la. Sedina Tamakloe, Christine Sharon Ationu, her full name. She stole over 90 million Ghana cedis of Ghana's money. And when she was taken to court, she told the court that she was sick and needed 2 weeks to go out there and treat herself. She knew what she was doing. She went there, bought a house, got a car, got a driver's license, bought a house right there in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas. Oh yes. In the heart of Las Vegas. My brother, my sister, she bought the house. We showed you pictures of the house. My brother, my sister, she got a driver's license. She was cruising in a car. Hey, she didn't want to return to Ghana. Then she went into a fake marriage for a green card. And then the man got to realize that this woman was fake and decided to pull out of that dirty fake marriage. This is Sedina Tamakloe, Sharon, Christine Ationu. This is the woman, a she thief. 90 million Ghana cedis and more. How did she steal the money? Very simple. There was a market fire at Countryman. Market women were crying. It was no fault of theirs. And government said, you know what? We cannot compensate you too much, but we'll give you some money for you to be able to, come back in one way or the other. She denied the market women the money, pocketed it, and watched them suffer after the fire. And she didn't care. No sympathy. She stole all the money and shared that with her assistant at Maslock. Such a thief. And when it was the day for reckoning, she ran to America and stayed there for 5 solid years when she should have been there for only 2 weeks. We had to spend so much money getting the U.S. Marshals and even more to be able to extradite this woman to Ghana to face justice. Her flight alone cost us 150,000 American dollars. When she sat in the plane, she returned to Ghana in a wheelchair. They said her feet were swollen, so they carried her straight to the 37 military hospital. Then we were told that she was receiving treatment, and we were clamoring because we wanted to see her in jail. She was jailed in absentia, 10 years in prison, after it was clear that she was not ready to come back. The president of the republic even talked to her and begged her to return and serve the sentence. She said no. Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, I am sure, also tried to talk to this woman. But no, she wouldn't come. Remember, we told you all this earlier. Sedina Tamakloe. Finally, we had to use force and diplomacy with the American people and got her extradited. When she returned, bam! They were delaying in making her start her sentence. But I can tell you, yes, that 2 days ago, she was put in prison at the Nsawam prison, the female side. She is right there. Our sources there have confirmed that she arrived. She was very uncomfortable. She couldn't believe that her party that is in power, at a time that the party is in power, she is in jail. My brother, it's not about the party. It's about the nation. When you were stealing from the nation via your party's appointment, you didn't care about the market women. Poor statistics in Ghana and record keeping. We would have known how many people died because of her stealing and carelessness. She is in prison. And this has been confirmed by ACE investigative journalist who just finished his master's degree in America. My very good brethren, Manasseh Awini Azure. Manasseh is an ACE journalist. And we all know him in Ghana, don't we? Manasseh Awini Azure. And Manasseh has published it. Yes, he has published it on his site, the PAC. BNI, Police Hospital and Nsawam Prison, details of Sedina Tamakloe's journey to jail. And it's also been published by Joy. Yes. Sedina Tamakloe in Nsawam Prison after medical care at police hospital. Manasseh Azure claims. Now let's go to the original story. Manasseh broke it, and a lot of other people got to hear it from him. Because remember that the opposition had a press conference in which it was confirmed that the woman has now gone into prison custody, into prison. But we didn't know which prison exactly. Today, Manasseh has told us. And our checks have also come out right and clean. And we have a bit of details for you. Jailed former Maslock CEO Sedina Tamakloe Ationu, who began a 10-year jail sentence on June 24, 2 days ago, 2026, is here. And the story is by Manasseh Azure Awini. Run the story and watch this. Now, the incarcerated former chief executive of the Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Maslock, Sedina Tamakloe Ationu, spent some days at the police hospital in Accra before being taken to the Nsawam medium security prison to begin his prison sentence. Sources familiar with the case have confirmed to PACGH.org. According to sources who want to remain anonymous, she was first handed over to the BNI upon her arrival at the Accra International Airport, which later handed her over to the Ghana Prison Service. She reportedly arrived with a medical condition which the U.S. authorities communicated to their Ghanaian counterparts before handing her over. The sources say she was taken to the police hospital where she was admitted and treated for days. And we are unable to confirm how many days she spent at the police hospital. The police hospital later certified her fit to begin a sentence. She was then given medication and taken to Nsawam to begin her 10-year sentence. Sedina Tamakloe Ationu's whereabouts have become a matter of public controversy Many have openly questioned whether she was actually in prison, and pressure has mounted on the government to account for her. Our sources reveal that she is in the female section of Nsawam medium security prison. External access to her is tightly controlled, with only a handful of family members permitted to visit. Prior to being taken to Nsawam to begin a sentence, our sources said she was at all times in the hands of the prison authorities and was not allowed to visit any private facility. Dash it away. This is Manasseh Awini Azure. He's an investigative journalist. He just finished his master's in the US. My brother, my sister, and we have actually missed him in Ghana. For some time now, we haven't seen any exposés coming from him in terms of the video evidence and all that. But even from where he is, he still has a finger in the story of Ghana's investigation. Sedina Tamakloe Ationu Sharon Christine is a very bad, dirty thief. Nobody should have any sympathy for a thief like that, who had no sympathy for market women, who had babies and children to take care of. She flew to the United States of America. Right upon arrival, she knew she was not returning. She dilly-dallied with the people of Ghana. Such a dirty woman. No respect for the country that she stole from. She wanted to be in America. She bought a house in America, in Las Vegas. That's the house. This is the house right in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. My brother, my sister, and when you look at the interior decor of the house, she even had Bible verses on the wall that she could do everything as long as Christ was with her, because Christ empowers her, including stealing poor people's money. This is Sedina Tamakloe Christine Sharon Ationu. She went to watch Beyonce's concerts. Look at the interior decor. And look at it. Philippians 4:13. Correct? I can do all through Christ who strengthens me. That is the house. Look at the light, the chandelier. Look at the wall. Oh, Jesus. Poor people's money. How much did she buy this house for? We gave you all the details. I don't want to sound like a broken record. Today, life is very, very interesting. After enjoying the flamboyance of this house, she is roasting in Nsawam prison, and mosquitoes are playing piano and guitar in her ears. She is there. To be honest with you, this is the first time I wished that Agrada was in that prison to welcome her. And all of us would have known what would have happened in that prison. I tried to pay her a visit, but nobody would give me access. I said, no. Do you have any permission? We need to be told from headquarters that you are coming and blah, blah. She's not receiving any visitors and all that. But we'll find a way. Congratulations to John Dramani Mahama. Congratulations to the NDC. Congratulations to the people of Ghana. That this she-thief is finally in jail. But she has appealed her case. She has appealed her case in court that she was not justifiably dealt with. And therefore, we are keeping an eye on that as well. My brother, my sister, we are tired of political parties protecting their own thieves. And every thief actually belongs to a political party. Depending on which political party is in power, thieves will continue to be sheltered. And Ghana continues to bleed and die To God be the glory. Thank you, Ghana. Thank you, everybody, for making sure that this woman finally landed in prison. And I don't agree with people saying, oh, high-profile prisoner, so we don't mention the person's name. Atai is a high-profile prisoner. Go to his area in La. He's a high-profile VVIP guy. Who in prison there is not a high-profile person? We are all high-profile people in our own rights. A thief is a thief. There's no high-profile thief. There's no VVIP thief. A thief is a thief. Just as the law is the law. Is the black pot. A.K.A. Kokoshonamo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey ya! Wayo! Kai! Wayo! Kogo!
Sometimes you just need a moment for yourself, a moment to slow down, feel the water, and let the day fade. Tesori is more than just a shower. It's a moment of pure calm, smooth, creamy, and relaxing. With forest therapy, Persian dream, royal oud, thalassotherapy, ikigai, fior di loto, and karma, all in convenient 500 milliliter bottles. There's a Tesori scent to fit every mood, every moment, every kind of you. Feel the lather on your skin. Breathe in the aroma. Let stress melt away and just enjoy the calm. You don't just feel clean. You feel refreshed, confident, and yourself. Tesori d'Oriente. Luxury is a feeling. For bulk purchases, contact Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599.
Tesori d'Oriente.
Blackpot. Kokusho.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. Secret Antoine Semenyo chose to play for Ghana Black Stars. Wow. Now, who is this wonderful guy called Antoine Semenyo? This is the guy. He wears the 42 jersey for his team, Manchester United, right? The team he plays for right there in England. This is the guy. He's called Antoine Semenyo. He wears 42 when he plays in England. But when he plays in Ghana, he wears a different jersey. Number 11. And it's all golden. Look at the excitement shown on his face playing for Ghana. Now, did you know that this guy here called Antoine Semenyo qualified to play for 3 different countries, yet he chose Ghana? He qualified to play for France. Number 2, he qualified to play for England because he was born and bred in England, not Ghana. Then he also qualified to play for Ghana because of his Ghanaian ancestry. His father is Ewe, mother is Ewe. My brother, my sister, how come? Why did he leave France? Why did he leave England and decided to play for Ghana? How was he related to all these countries? He was related to France because of his mother. How many of us remember the mother of Semanyo, Antoine Semenyo? The mother was an actress in Ghana, very popular in the days. And that's her embracing her son. The mother is called Della Jebu. My brother, my sister, she acted in the early Ghanaian movies in the days. And she was one of the hottest actresses in Ghana. I remember this woman like yesterday. No wonder Bolare went for the World Cup and decided to stand by her and her husband. And he asked for the shutters of the camera to click. And it went click, click, click. Bolare, right there at the World Cup. This is Della, who in the days of Bolare, in my days, was extra popular on our silver screens. How many remember Della Jebu? And this is the husband. You know his name? He's called Larry I beg your pardon, Semanyo. And look at the number of jerseys they are both wearing. Father is wearing 11. Mother is wearing 11. And they are both there to support their son and the Black Stars. These are Ghanaians. But interestingly, the mother has a French citizenship. She's Ghanaian and she has French citizenship. Because of that, her son automatically had French citizenship too. The father and the mother moved to England, where they gave birth to their 2 sons. And both of them automatically had British citizenship. This is Antoine and his brother Jai. And the father in the middle, his name is Larry Semanyo. He was a footballer in Ghana. So he has passed his genes to his children. My brother, my sister, this is the father. And this is the son. And when he chose to play for Ghana, everybody was excited, especially the father. Because he tried to play for the Black Stars. It was his dream to play for the Black Stars when he was playing cold soccer in Ghana and beyond. But he couldn't make it beyond that. His son donned the jersey. Look at the likeness. I'm going to run you a dossier on this guy here. But before the dossier, let us look at his skills. He's one of the most formidable guys when it comes to football. He had a lot of disappointments when he started playing football. He almost even stopped playing football. Look at him. Look at him. Watch him. Wham! Look at how he scored the goal. Look at how he scored that goal. Watch this. Look, there's a pass. Bam! Back flip. Pop! In my days, I was the best who could do that in my area, Mushizongo. Watch it. Boom! Bah! Like Ibrahim Kailani. Bah! It's gone in there. My brother, it's crazy. He scored a number of goals for his side. Just like that. Watch this. Look at it. Boom! And the dreadlocks would always fly to the glory of the Most High Jah. Watch this. Hey, he's moving. He sees him. He gives him a long one. Bah! No delay. He's buried in the net. My brother, my sister, this is Antoine Semenyo. He's one of the most feared, in fact, goal poachers on the planet right now. That's him. Enjoying himself with his family. Here he's standing with his wife and mother. And he pulls out that beautiful medal over his dreadlocks and plants that on the neck of his mother and says, Akpe, Davi, Akpesia, Akpe Kaka. This is the guy. Let me take you through a short journey of how this guy decided to finally play for Ghana. Come here. Run the doors here. Watch this. Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo. The name is Semenyo. So make sure you correct it there. S-E-M-E. Semenyo. He was born on the 7th of January, year 2000. Year 2000. He's only how old? 26. This is 2026. He's a 26-year-old professional footballer who plays as a right winger or forward for Premier League powerhouse Manchester United. He doesn't play for that team anymore, right? Get me the information, man, quickly. Okay? Yes. And the Ghana national team. Oh, he plays for Manchester City. They are two different. I was in England in the year 2004 and I lived in Manchester. You know, so everything about Manchester is Manchester United. I didn't care about Manchester City and I don't follow English football that much. You know, so he played for Manchester City. That is the team he's playing for right now. In fact, and I'm going to tell you the story. It's interesting. Now, known for his explosive pace, immense physical power, and unique ability to comfortably strike the ball with both feet, Semenyo's meteoric rise from non-league football to the elite tiers of global football is regarded as one of the sport's most inspiring modern histories. Do we know this history? Semenyo was born in Chelsea, London, the same place of birth as Gabi Asariochredako, to Ghanaian parents Larry and Della Semenyo. His father was also a footballer who played in Ghana's top division alongside the legendary Tony Eboa. Larry heavily encouraged Antoine and his younger brother, Jai, to use both feet from the age of 6. Use both. Both. Fire with the left and fire with the right. Don't be a one-legged footballer. That was what he told them from the age of 6, instructing them to kick anything from cans to crumbled paper. Despite his clear, raw talent, Semenyo faced massive setbacks as a teenager. He suffered successive academic rejections from Arsenal all the way through Tottenham Hotspur, Millwall, and Crystal Palace. Nigerians will say Palace. Correct pronunciation, Palace. At age 16, he grew heavily deflated and was on the verge of quitting football entirely. His career was rescued when veteran manager David Hockaday, yes, spotted him during a random trial at Bisham Abbey, noticing an innate ability to handle the ball effortlessly with both feet, what his father taught him at the age of 6. Hockaday took Semenyo under his wing, instilling the values of hunger and belief that would guide the rest of his career. And this is according to the BBC. Can I tell you more? Semenyo signed his first professional contract with Bristol City in 2017. He developed his toughness through various lower league loan spells, including stints with Bath City, Newport County, and Sunderland. He eventually established himself at Bristol City, winning the club's Young Player of the Year award for the 2020-2021 season. And then he moved to the Premier League in January 2023 when Bournemouth acquired him for £10 million, British pounds. He became an absolute revelation for the Cherries. During the 2024-2025 season, he scored 13 goals in all competitions. He began the subsequent 2025-2026 season in red-hot form, scoring 10 Premier League goals in just 20 appearances, attracting attention from the biggest teams in the whole of Europe. But he was a guy who was rejected. And he landed on the doorstep of Manchester City. Oh yes, and secured his signature in a massive 64 million British pounds, an equivalent of 87 million American dollars. The blockbuster winter transfer he grabbed. He took the number 42 shirt and quickly adopted to Pep Guardiola's squad, scoring 7 goals in his first 17 league matches for City to wrap up the domestic campaign. Right now, he's playing for Ghana. How did he do it? He chose to represent his ancestral homeland of Ghana. He's actually from Awudomi Avenue. Awudomi Avenue in the Volta region. And when he decided, he said it was an easy choice. Dash it away. How did he himself put it? Watch this.
Qualified to play for England, is that right?
Yes.
And obviously you play for Ghana.
Yeah.
Was that a difficult decision for you?
No, I was never really in the England rankings like that anyway.
Yeah.
Ghana came at 20, 21, and I can't turn down playing first team for Ghana. So it was such an easy decision, yeah.
What were your families?
Oh, God. My dad was so happy, celebrating. He's like, yeah, you didn't play for England. This and that. But yeah, they were just happy. Like, everyone in my family was just happy. Like, they support Ghana to, honestly, I could even tell you. It's crazy. Like, you watch games and they're shouting, kicking stuff in the house, and like, it's serious, yeah.
Will they all go out to the States?
Yeah, I imagine so, yeah. Mum and dad will be there for sure. Uncles and aunties, they'll probably be there too, to be honest, yeah. There'll be loads of them.
Mom and dad will be there. Not only them, aunties and uncles would be there to watch me in America. And we saw them with Bolare right there in America. This is the ever beautiful actress. Her name is Dela Jebu. Powerful woman. My brother, my sister. This is the story of Antoine Semenyo. He was rejected several times. He picked up the form. And just at the age of 20, 6 years ago, Ghana approached him when he was not even in the topmost form and said, we know that you qualify to play for England. We know that you qualify to play for France. But we don't care. You are Ghanaian. We need you in Ghana. He said he didn't blink because it was his father's dream to wear the Black Stars jersey. It was his father's dream to have them play for the nation. He said he didn't even call anybody. He just appended his signature in acceptance of whatever it was. He became a brick in the wall of patriotism to Ghana. My God. And his father was so excited. You heard him. He said the father jubilated, was so excited, and he celebrated. The whole family was so happy that he had accepted to play for Ghana. Right after he chose to play for Ghana, which was a natural decision according to him, England came in. We want to say, well, I've signed already for Ghana. France came in. Sorry, too late. I played for Ghana. I signed for Ghana. And they bit their fingers. So he knows what he needs to do. Look at the energy. 26-year-old. And when he's on the field playing, oh my God, all that matters to him is Ghana. He wants the trophy to return to Ghana. Why do I use the word return? Because it's always belonged to Ghana. This is the land of football. When it comes to true football, to be very honest with you, Ghanaians are the heartbeat of the game. And if we go deeper into history, you realize that if there was anything called the World Cup, Ghana should have been the country lifting that trophy every now and then. Had it not been for our carelessness, lack of patriotism. Look at how many Ghanaian players are playing in international leagues. Yet we can't even produce a solid enough coach who is as dedicated as Semenyo and the rest of the players to the country. And I'm speaking proverbially. If we had even 40% of loyalty to Ghana, we should lift every World Cup and bring it to Ghana. But we don't have that. We have good players, individual skills. But for some reason, we keep flopping every now and then. We produce some of the best players. Remember the World Cup that we almost went to the next stage and the next stage. After that incident that sealed our doom that day, that penalty that we couldn't, make use of. And I don't like mentioning it because, to be honest with you, Asamoah Gyan is a very wonderful player. In fact, the goal he scored against America, the World Cup, he was pushed, yet he stood on his feet, just took a pause, and with the left leg, bah! The shot that the keeper could never have been able to save. That goal alone is enough to cancel every other fault of that guy called Asamoah Gyan. But many people remember only the pain. They don't remember the sugar. It's the black pot, aka Kojo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 5. Watch this. Apostle Kojo Safo was a dirty slave driver. PRATT goes wild on KRISTO ASAFO. They say when a man dies, you don't say bad things about him. I don't believe in that. If he was a bad man, he must be seen as a bad man. When I heard PRATT use some of these words as dirty, slave driver, and some of those words, even those he himself agreed that it was a difficult thing for him to say, I just have to step back and say, the truth shall always stand. PRATT was on a show on Metro TV. Good Morning, Ghana. And he was asked about Apostle Kojo Safo. And he spoke. And I'm sure it broke the back of many. And I'm sure he's received calls. I'm sure he's probably tired of the calls and he's switched off his phone. I tried to reach out to him for more elaboration, but he was unreachable just before we came into the studio. I don't believe in what a lot of Ghanaians say. When a man dies, don't talk ill about him. No, if they were evil, we must speak ill about them. My brother, my sister, that way the living will learn to always be good. Apostle Kojo Safo was a powerful man. He was one of those we considered as inventors in Ghana. He did so well. He died at the age of 113, according to the family members. He had a church, powerful church, and he had the biggest cocoa farm in the whole of Ghana, 500 acres of cocoa farm. This is the cocoa farm. Look at the workers. They are going all the way to the cocoa farm. Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka. And when you look at the cocoa farm, look at all these people. Kwesi Pratt will tell us who these people are. Are they farmers? Are they laborers? Who actually are these people? Look at their faces very well. Do they look like farmers? Or they are just dressed like farmers? Were they on a certain mission? Look at the young ladies in there. Do they look like farmers? How do farmers look at all? My brother, my sister, your guess is as good as mine. And listen, there they are singing songs of praise. On their way to the farm, they are singing, hallelujah. Kwesi Pratt has spoken. They are going to the farm. Can I show you the cocoa farm now? My brother, my sister, this is the farm. 500 acres of cocoa farm. And we are told this is the biggest cocoa farm in the whole Ghana. Owned by Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka of KRISTO ASAFO Church, who died at the age of 113. When he died, one of his sons called Akofina. I hear the correct pronunciation is Akofina. And Akofina represents that small sword. You know, that the sword of power. He forcibly, in quotes, got elders to install him as the heir to the throne of Apostle Kojo Safo. And whilst he was being lifted like this, gunshots were heard. His own private security shot at his sister, Aoya Safo, and bullet pellets ended in her head and also around her ear. We saw pictures of this. We saw her lying on the hospital bed, struggling, crying. My brother, my sister, this was all over the place. The police have gone in, arrested this man and a few other people who were serving him. We're told over 32 shots were fired at Aoya Safo's car. And videos have come out. Look at the gunmen. Fire for fire. Aoya Safo became the victim. His own sister. Many have bemoaned this. And it was all because of inheritance. Nothing more. Who would inherit our father? The 113-year-old. Of course, the father loved this man so much. He put him in charge of so many different things. But he had also adopted a lot of people. Hundreds of them that he was feeding. My brother, my sister, Kwesi Pratt was asked to comment on this. And this was what he said. Watch this.
Difficult task this morning. But we have to, so we will. There are a number of issues involved in what is happening in the KRISTO ASAFO Church, which are deliberately not being discussed. Now, a couple of days ago, I happened to have been on a similar platform with a leading member of the New Patriotic Party, and he was hesitant to discuss the matters because of the involvement of ex-Honorable Aoya Safo. Right. Because they belong to the same party and they are friends and so on. So these kinds of considerations, usually political, have not enabled us to discuss this matter dispassionately and to bring out all the elements. Now, if you listen to the contending forces, part of the struggle is about inheritance, property, and so on. And I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, how come? Who acquired that property? Whose sweat led to the accumulation that they are fighting over. I know that KRISTO ASAFO Church had farms, for example, on which church members worked without pay.
Fact.
Church members volunteered their time to work on the farms and the projects of KRISTO ASAFO and so on, leading to this accumulation.
Wow.
But when it came to inheritance, it is the children of the apostle who are struggling over the property. How come that the property does not properly, so speaking, belong to the church, but children have an exclusive right of inheritance? That's a huge problem. You see, all of these churches, the huge ones you see around and so on, the beautiful mansions and edifices and so on, they are built by the collective contributions of church members. But in the final analysis, they end up as property for the head pastors and bishops and archbishops, who can will it to their children. So you can be a church member, you can pay your tithes, you can offer voluntary service, you can contribute as much as you can in order for the church to accumulate wealth, but you have no right to that wealth.
Something is wrong.
The children of your archbishop or head pastor or something, who may not have contributed anything to the accumulation of that wealth, inherit that wealth. Something is wrong.
I agree.
Something is fundamentally wrong. And this dispute should open our eyes to what is wrong with the practice of the churches as businesses. Understand? Some of these churches have built schools, international schools, universities, and so on. The church members whose contribution led to building these institutions and so on, when their children have to go to those schools, they pay through the nose. When the head pastors and archbishops and so on die, that property is inherited by their family. Something is wrong. You understand? Something is fundamentally wrong. And this discussion is not looking at that. You understand? So I find something fundamentally wrong.
It's an 8-minute discussion. We decided to shorten it. When you go further into the discussion, PRATT describes this as charlatanry, slave driving, and dirty. 3. This is charlatanry, and it must stop. You know what that word means, right? This is dirty. It must stop. And then he went ahead to describe it as slave driving. Of course, it's right. My brother, my sister, compare this to slavery. In the days of slavery, Africans worked for no pay. The only difference is that these people willingly do it, hoping that their benefit will come from God. That's the only difference. They go into the cocoa farms and work. They get beaten by snakes and scorpions. You saw them going to church, I beg your pardon, to the farms and singing hallelujah. These are church members. They are not farmers. Some may be farmers. According to PRATT, it is entirely done by church members of KRISTO ASAFO. The 500 acres of cocoa farm, which is the biggest in the whole of Ghana, according to what we hear. Apart from that, there were other farms and other businesses that had church members voluntarily work on. Yet when the apostle dies, it is his children who are fighting for the sweat of church members. Kwesi Pratt thinks that this is slave driving. And he said his colleague on another platform could not discuss it for fear that he would offend Kojo Safo, who belonged to his party. And in this discussion, he made it clear. Such considerations, political considerations, do not make us come out honestly to talk about some of these issues. I don't believe in the fact that if a man dies, even if he was the devil, all of a sudden he must become an angel. No. Is it true that KRISTO ASAFO and the Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka had church members working for free, no pay? Absolutely. Did their sweat build the whole empire that these guys are now fighting over with guns and pistols? In that conversation, Kwesi Pratt goes deeper into the guns and all that. Of course, he went into religion. And I just wanted to spare your ears of that. Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka, did his church members build the empire? Did his children take part in building that? Now that he's dead, should the empire be fought over by the children, or should the church and members be part of it? Kwesi Pratt thinks there is something fundamentally wrong with this. Anyway, to the apostle who is gone, we don't judge. And to the church members, we are happy that you are doing what you are doing voluntarily. And once it is consensual, then we have no problem. But should the family fight over this, is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 6. Watch this. Nigerians hit the roads in South Africa over murder of Countryman. Oh my God. The South African situation is getting out of hand. Hey, a Nigerian man has been killed. We hear it's even 2. And we have their names. One is called Emmanuel Amara Mino. Amara Miro Emmanuel. And the other one is Ekenyon Andrew. They died via the xenophobic attacks. One of them, Emmanuel, was actually beaten by police to death. Because of that, Nigerians are angry in South Africa and are out there to fight for their rights on the streets of South Africa. We have details. Watch this.
People surrounding a police vehicle with the body of a deceased local resident inside of it. Angry Nigerians staying in the Kempton Park area demanded justice for the murder of their brother. This man explains what happened.
All of us there on the West Street this morning, this particular Gov GTI arrived. When they saw this guy, they were chasing this guy. Always, more than 4 to 8 times. Every time they got this boy, they took all his money. Every time. Today, this guy don't have money. He start running. And he has only one ganja that he's smoking on his hand. They chase him to Taxi rank. All of us go there. They grab this boy. When they grab him, they handcuff him back, start beating him. After they beat, they say no, it's not okay. They bring a plastic, put on his head, under they put tear gas under the head, and cut the plastic. I comforted them, say they are doing their job.
You can see the anger. Look at the crowd. Look at the police on the streets. The Nigerians are not happy. Look what is happening. They have all come out on the streets. The South African police are armed to the teeth to deal with the situation. This is one of the biggest gatherings of Nigerians in South Africa today, fighting for two of their members who have been killed. One under mysterious circumstances, Emmanuel, police brutality. And you heard that man? He made it clear that every time South African police would extort money from this boy. But on the day when he saw the police approaching him, he decided to run because he had nothing to give to the police. He was smoking ganja, which is allowed in South Africa anyway. The police had to chase him. They were frustrated when they looked in the bag and couldn't find money, and decided to beat him. They gave him 2 bouts of beating at different times. They ended up killing him. Can I give you more detail? Come here. Run the dossier. This is serious, my brother. It's serious. Tensions between Nigeria and South Africa are peaking due to a wave of xenophobic violence and targeted harassment. In April 2026, the Nigerian government initially reported the deaths of 2 nationals, Amaramiro Emmanuel and Ekpenyong Andrew. Emmanuel was reportedly killed following a severe beating by officers from the South African National Defense Force. Ekpenyong Andrew died under highly suspicious circumstances. He was arrested in Pretoria and subsequently located deceased in a local mortuary. And this Al Jazeera reporting this. The Nigerian government later issued a partial retraction regarding the exact context of these deaths, clarifying that they appear to stem from heavy-handed security force altercations and organized criminal actions rather than direct civilian mob attacks. However, the fatalities ignited massive diplomatic outrage, leading Nigeria to formally threaten retaliation. Now what is happening in South Africa? The deaths occur against the backdrop of a volatile, highly organized anti-migrant movement. Vigilante groups led by prominent figures have been actively marching through townships, intimidating African immigrants, and legally, or better still, illegally demanding to check immigration papers. The June 30 deadline, all foreigners must leave. And then mass repatriations are on. Ghana is gone. Nigeria is packing. Hey, Malawi is packing. Everybody is going one after the other. Flip. My brother, my sister. These things happened in April. The end of April. Nigeria is angry. Now the Nigerian people have gathered themselves. Now that more information has come out. And they are on the street because they are losing more and more Nigerians in South Africa. Now they are being killed because they see them as drug sellers and criminals. The Nigerian people in South Africa are begging their country's leaders to quickly evacuate them. Look at the number of these people out there, because they are tired of being harassed and all that. Sometimes they clash with South African gangs and there's bloodshed, sometimes even deaths. Well, the spirit of Ubuntu has been swallowed by the whale like Jonah. Our prayer is that after 3 days, the spirit should be vomited so Africa can unite again. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we have final stories. Hey yo! Hey ya! Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Koku show them.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. At this point, I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. Oh, turn every single experience. Yes. Every single shower into a royal experience. Wait, Tizori Doriente. One shower, 48 hours later, you are still smelling like heaven. Tizori Doriente. We are also sponsored by the kind courtesy of Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Story number 7. Watch this. Locals angry as China takes over Ghana's AGYAPONG lithium mine for 210 million. Ghana discovered lithium in commercial quantities right there in the central region of Ghana. We were all excited. What can we use lithium to do? A number of things, including making batteries, lithium batteries, and even more. It's a highly priced product, this thing called lithium. We got in contact with an Australian firm called Atlantic Mines. Atlantic came together with the Ghanaian people and went scouting in the area for lithium and found lithium right there at Aoya in the central region. And when it was found, the whole Ghana was excited. As it stands right now, Ghana cannot do anything with the lithium there without the permission of the Australian company called Atlantic. My brother, my sister, there's a Chinese company, Zhejiang. Who are you? Limited. They want to be called Cobalt. Zhejiang, who are you? Cobalt. It's a big firm in China. They are into this. They want to buy the whole thing for 210 million American dollars. And it looks like locals in the area are not happy. Why are the locals not happy? We're going to find out. In the interim, let us find out exactly what this AGYAPONG lithium mine is all about and what is in there. Run the dossier. And let's be quick with this. My brother, my sister, this is what it is. The AGYAPONG lithium project is set to become Ghana's first operational lithium producing mine located in Mankasim in the central region. It places Ghana directly into the global electric vehicle supply chain, EV. Right now, cars, EV, you know, they use batteries, they don't use, fuel as in petrol and all that. Now, the geology and production capacity, the hard rock deposits holds a joke compliant mineral resource estimated at 36.8 million tons, grading at 1.24% lithium oxide. The project contains 25.6 million tons of proven and probable ore reserves at 1.22%. And according to its definitive feasibility study, the mine will produce 3.6 million tons of spodumene concentrate over a 12-year mine life. So for 12 years, we're going to continue mining and will give us 3.6 million, whatever, of lithium. The operation would use a conventional 2.7 million tons per annum dense media separation plant to generate a high-grade 5 to 6% spodumene concentrate product. And unlike many remote African mining operations, EWOYAA benefits from a highly favorable low-cost logistics setup situated directly within 1 kilometer of the N1 National Highway. Only 110 kilometers from the active deep-sea port of Takoradi, drastically reducing overland haulage costs. So it's a strategic place to locate a mine. It's positioned roughly 100 kilometers from Accra with direct access to adjacent national grid thermal power plants, enabling a low carbon footprint. Well, there was a parliamentary ratification. In March 2026, the Parliament of Ghana officially ratified the project's 15-year mining lease. This marked the first lithium lease ever legally authorized in Ghanaian history. The Ghanaian government holds a 13% free carried equity interest in the project. Did you hear that? 13%. Atlantic is there. Atlantic found after scouting for the lithium. It's an Australian company. Now, Ghana's Mineral Income Investment Fund, MIF, is injecting up to $42 million into the project to secure an additional 6% contributing interest. So if Ghana is able to do this, we get 6% more. This is the Aoya lithium thing. And then, this is what is happening there right now. Zhejiang, who are you? Cobalt has come in and is interested in this. And they are ready to pay 210 million American dollars for this. But do we really know who Zhejiang is? Are we ready for this? How much is Ghana going to get in all after Atlantic takes its share? What is going to be left for Ghana? How important is this to the economy of Ghana? Was 13% the best we could ever get? It's one of the highest we are getting for our mines. In some cases, we had 1%. This is 13%. What is the contribution of Ghana? Apart from the fact that the lithium is found here. And even with that, it was an Australian firm that found it and is investing into the mine. My brother, my sister, Zhejiang has suffered a lot of controversies. And I would like us to go through a couple of them. Run it. Zhejiang, who are you? Cobalt is a Chinese battery materials giant. It has agreed to acquire Australia's Atlantic Lithium in an all-cash transaction valued at 210 million American dollars. This deal effectively lands control of Ghana's flagship AGYAPONG lithium project, set to be the country's first operational lithium mine to the Chinese firm. How many of you see what is happening? So the Chinese firm is not actually coming for the lithium, but it is coming for the lithium. What kind of language is this? The Chinese firm is trying to buy off Atlantic Lithium that has a strong interest in the lithium at Aoya. Do you get it? And once the Chinese firm is able to buy the Australian firm, then directly it is in charge of the lithium in Ghana. Can you get it? That is what is happening. So the Chinese firm is interested in the lithium in Ghana. But it may not be able to come in directly and say, hey, we want this. But they know that Atlantic Lithium is there. So they buy off Atlantic Lithium, inherit all its debts and all the credit. And one of the credits would be the lithium in Ghana. And is buying Atlantic for 210 million American dollars. Indirectly, buying the lithium in Ghana. Who are you, Cobalt, tabled a bid to acquire 100% of Atlantic Lithium's issued shares at 0.25 per share? This represented a premium of more than 26% over its previous closing price. Atlantic Lithium's board unanimously recommended that shareholders accept the offer. So they are in agreement. And once they get it, boom, they are in Ghana. It's no more Australia interest. It is China interest. Flip. This is what is happening. Yes. Now the Ghanaian parliament officially ratified the project's mining lease in March 2026, as you were told. This legal approval cleared the largest domestic hurdle right before the acquisition offer materialized. And when China comes in, they look at the interesting thing here. This acquisition deepens China's strategic control over the global EV, that's electric vehicle, and energy storage supply chain. It represents Huayou Cobalt's second massive hard rock lithium transaction in Africa, following its $422 million buyout of Zimbabwe's Acadia lithium project in 2022. Combined, Huayou's primary African lithium investment now total roughly 632 million American dollars. My brother, they've already gone to Zimbabwe. They got it from Acadia. Now, if you are able to find lithium, you are a company, they buy out the company just because of the lithium. They are here with us, and it's going to cost them 210 to buy out Atlantic Lithium. And once Atlantic is off the way, they will come into Ghana. And we are told the mine life at Aoya is 12 years. They will be here and mine. And do you know how much lithium we have in there? It's interesting. This is what is happening. That's it. But Zhejiang is full of controversies. And I want us to go into the controversies. The company that is coming for our lithium after edging out Atlantic Lithium, they have some controversies. Watch this. Despite its dominant status in the global electric vehicle supply chain, has faced severe documented controversies. These issues range from human rights violations in artisanal mines to international environment disputes and conflicts with local African regulators. Listen on. Now in the DR Congo, Huayou Cobalt has faced intense global scrutiny from groups like Amnesty International for buying cobalt from informal, small-scale miners in the DRC. Investigations revealed that children as young as 4 worked up to 12 hours a day carrying heavy loads in hazardous, unventilated tunnels in order to sell to Huayou. Huayou was heavily cited in high-profile U.S. class action lawsuit filed by international rights advocates on behalf of Congolese families whose children were maimed or killed in tunnel collapses. Just like our Galamsey pits here. Children are dying in these cobalt tunnels and who are you has been fingered. While U.S. courts ultimately absorbed the Western tech firms buying the metals such as Apple and Tesla due to jurisdictional constraints, the reputational damage to who are you was massive. And the pressure from international buyers, who are you, announced in 2020 that it will stop purchasing cobalt from artisanal individual miners in the DRC to curb supply chain leakage. It announced. But how about the environment? In Indonesia, it's terrible. In a joint venture at the Indonesia Weather Bay Industrial Park, who are used nickel smelting and upstream mining operations sparked severe backlash. Yes, and a 2025 United Nations report highlighted claims against who are you and its partners regarding coercive land grabbing and inadequate compensation of customary lands belonging to indigenous people. They grab your land. They don't give enough compensation and then take it. And that is what is happening in Ghana. The people are crying in AGYAPONG area there that they have not been compensated. They are ready to rise against any company that comes there. This is the AGYAPONG project. Mankasim area there. Come back. Now watch this. The dossier continues to look at the ecological degradation in Indonesia and beyond. And the ecosystems, especially the coastal mangrove ecosystems, are heavily polluted. Water is heavily polluted, and there's industrial wastewater runoff all over Indonesia and beyond in the areas that Who Are You operates. Is this the record it is coming to Ghana with? And it has clashed with African regulators right there in Zimbabwe. After that $422 million buyout of Acadia Lithium project in Zimbabwe. Who Are You clashed directly with local antitrust and mining authorities. And then also, they made promises that they never kept. The Zimbabwean Competition and Tariff Commission approved a deal on the strict condition that Who Are You built a domestic processing plant to produce high-value battery-grade lithium. Within 5 years, Who Are You triggered local political friction by publicly stating that domestic production was not feasible due to Zimbabwe's severe electricity deficits and lack of key chemical infrastructure. They agreed that if we take over the Acadia lithium project, we will build a big factory here to produce batteries in this area. And after they got it, they said, oh, it's not feasible because electricity here is not strong enough. We can't produce it. Why didn't you check all that before? This is Who Are You cobalt. So these are the controversies, my brother, my sister, associated with Who Are You. Zhejiang, Who Are You cobalt. Are we going to allow this? Do we have any chance? Do we have any clauses that say that Atlantic Lithium cannot sell off? If we have that, then we have no problem. But if we don't, then Atlantic Lithium is now going to be bought at $210 million American dollars by Zhejiang. Who Are You cobalt. And the local people in the area are already crying, as you see here. As Who Are You finalizes its $210 million acquisition of the Aoya lithium project in Ghana via Atlantic Lithium, these past controversies are stoking domestic anxiety, value retention fears. Given Who Are You's friction over local processing in Zimbabwe, Ghanaian analysts worry that Who Are You will prioritize exporting raw spodumene concentrate directly back to its refineries in China. This will bypass Ghana's explicit mandate for domestic high-value lithium chemical refining. And this from Reuters. Did you hear that? Are they going to come and behave the same way they did in Zimbabwe, carry all the spodumene concentrate that is used to make the lithium back to the factories in China and rid us of whatever we are supposed to get, or they will build the factories right here. My brother, my sister, what kind of contract do we have with Atlantic? We have to look at that. Now Atlantic is going to be bought. Once Atlantic is bought, Chinese company goes straight into EWOYAA lithium. Affected local residents in Aoya, Ghana, the same thing as Aoya, are already demanding immediate land and property payments. Who are used historic acquisition of predatory land acquisition in Indonesia make community transparency a major flashpoint for the project success. That's it. This is what is happening right now. Is it going to happen? Atlantic is interested in selling. What is in the caveat? What have we said in the law? What have we said in the contract? Can anybody just come and buy off Atlantic? If it is true, then we have Zhejiang. Who are you, Cobalt, coming in? And once they are in here, they might repeat the same things that they did to our African brothers in Zimbabwe and even what they did in Indonesia. I hope our leaders are watching. It's creating some amount of panic and it's published all over the internet that Zhejiang, who are you, Cobalt from China, is now going to have full access in one way or the other to our lithium at Aoya. Is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Mr. Mahama, Your Excellency, I don't know what can be done right now. Papers have been signed. I believe you have signed the best in the interest of Ghana. Whatever it is, let the lawyers look at it and put Ghana first. Final story. Story number 8. Watch this. Burning anger as drama queen TORKONOO returns to Ghana after disgrace. Hey, Gertrude Araba Esaba TORKONOO is a woman here. She was the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. In fact, so respected. After some time, she decided to go political, and it was embarrassing. A sitting president was the one who facilitated her rise to the Chief Justice position. She was so respected until she got political. And when she went political, a gentleman by name Daniel Ofori decided to pick up some lawyers and petition the president for the removal of the Chief Justice, citing so many different reasons. According to him, the Chief Justice, while she was in the Supreme Court as a Supreme Court judge, had treated him with a lot of disdain and bias. And he felt that she was a bad Chief Justice and should be removed. He got in contact with 2 powerful lawyers. Lawyer Tabio Sori, very powerful lawyer. And then also Chachuchi Kata, another powerful legal brain. My brother, my sister. And they put together a beautiful petition, handed it over to the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, and quickly they went into it. A committee was formed, and these were the reasons specified in the petition. Run the dossier and watch it. Hey, misconduct allegations against Gertrude TORKONOO. Now, number 1, she was found culpable of using state funds to finance personal and family travels. This included processing illegal institutional allowances and financial payouts to her husband and child. This created immense public backlash because she had previously ruled strictly against paying allowances to presidential spouses. But she did it. She also abused her authority. The petition cited structural overreach and the unconstitutional manipulation of judicial proceedings and court appointments to favor certain outcomes. She falsified some judicial records. The 5-member investigative committee found evidence confirming the altering and falsification of official judicial documentation, and she was politically biased. The ruling NDC, which was in the opposition during her appointment, repeatedly accused her of rendering biased judgments. She dismissed the allegations as completely false and politically motivated. So these were the accusations slapped at her. And she was found culpable of some of them, and that warranted her removal. She went to the West African Community Court. And over there, they threw out all her petitions. Whatever she had tabled down, they threw that out. But the drama queen would not stop. She's still fighting. She had the opportunity given to her by President Mahama to step aside because the allegations against her were probably too much. But we were told that her lawyers and friends told her, no, don't accept it. They just said, step aside, retire with all your benefits. She said no, she would not. And when finally all these things went in there, she went with her lawyers, and then she failed. She was removed as the Chief Justice. She's been replaced by His Lordship, Bafubani, my brother, my sister. Maybe she should have accepted it, and then she would have retired on her salary and a lot of other benefits. Now she has lost everything. But when she returned to Ghana, quickly she went to the Supreme Court and told the Supreme Court via a petition that she was not dealt with properly by the court. Now, the West African Community Court, I am told, is supposed to be the final. She is not supposed to be able to go to any other court with this issue. And the lawyers will educate us better. But as it stands right now, she has gone to the Supreme Court trying to still fight this. But the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana has come out clear and clean that she has no case, and therefore this petition should be thrown out so that she would now accept that her sense of entitlement, in fact, is overreached. She has decided to fight too much. Her case is even annoying to a lot of Ghanaians now. Nobody wants to hear her anymore. Everybody is angry with her. She had the opportunity to serve Ghanaians properly, but she decided to choose sides politically. She decided to be corrupt. She decided to abuse her power. She might not be as corrupt as some of those who stole millions, but the law is the law, even if it's one city. It is what it is. The law, they say, is an ass, but the law is the law. She ruled against spouses benefiting from public funds, but when she became one, she gave it to her spouse and even her child. Why are you still fighting it, madam? That sense of entitlement is crazy. You are presently wasting our ears and disturbing us with noise. You have eaten your cake. There's no way you can have it. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Dash. In the interim is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. 8 stories, long marathon is over right now. I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel, hit on the notification bell, and recommend us to family and friends. Share the broadcast, hit the like button. Let's take your comments, and we are done for the day. Okay? Dua Billions said, boom blast. Isa Jesus says, hello, Black Rasta, always speaking truth to power. We love you and your team. Keep the good work going. Agbashi Victor says, move of fire. Fatih Kenny says, I love him as well. Osai Bedu says, come here. The Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, Godson, Datson, Abel is smiling. Dan Edu says, fire. And Mawuli Ricks Bagbo is laughing. Hassan Sisi says, black man, you do all. Mawuli Ricks Bagbo is laughing. Abali Alexander says, incredible. Pandi Pamang says, Blakk, Trump will not allow him to the US. Ooh. Oh, KWAKU BONSAM. Oh, he'll find a way. There's something called Drobo Airways. Find out what that is. F4 Suto says, who is Alike? Ask KWAKU BONSAM. They said, nonsense. Francis Kofi Ayivi says, greetings, Blakk. We thank you for the good work. Keep it up. Kamshina Zaid said, Blakk Rasta, more fire. Salisu Yakubu says, good evening, Blakk. Please, Juju is not working. Your own is not working. Oh, then see KWAKU BONSAM. And then Danedu says, Blakk Rasta, please, your platform is so big to entertain this nonsense. If MAHAMA also gives credence to this useless analogy, I will join those who see MAHAMA as mediocre. No, sir. You don't know what it means to say mind games. Masa, even if a man can just hold some leaves and run around the stadium and confuse opponents, confuse them and win. That's it. It's mind games. That's what we're saying. Okay? Nana Ogunpower says, my greetings to spiritual president. More fire. Okay? Kana Yozura says, hi, Blakk. Bless up. Watching you live from Torino, Italy. Blakk, in fact, the president should not send any spiritualists there. They should leave the players to play their best and do their best. Yo. Rebecca Akatwe says, blowing powder into a crowd should not be encouraged, especially when we can be certain of his safety or composition. Public health and safety should always come first, and such practices should be avoided until there's assurance that the substance poses no risk to those exposed. My brother, those Ghanaians who are there, they are getting the powder. They are excited. They have no problem. That's why they are not taking it to the white guys there. They have a problem. They want to see the composition, how much silicon is in that silica, how much sodium chloride is in it. We are just dancing and feeling irate. We have no problem. King Festa says, more fire, Mr. Blakk Rasta. Keep the fire blazing. And then we have a Kana Izura. He says, hi, Blakk Rasta. Blessed up, watching you live from Torino, Italy. And well, I think we've seen that. And then Yakubu Gobi says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. May Allah bless you and guide you. More fire. And then Dan Edu says, when players toil on the field to achieve victory, why do you give praises to these con men, KWAKU BONSAM and others? Says, what did Kufuor do as far as Aferi Hospital is concerned? Pandi Pabang says, when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. Danedu says, can Kufuor dream of any meaningful projects? And then Danedu says, President MAHAMA should investigate the NDC member who sold a contract for 11%. 55 million to Kennedy Japan's wife. Akana Izura says, Blakk, I told you this party called the NPP, they will not help Ghana or the nation. Danedu says, me, I have never respected and believed a con man, Kennedy. Daga Jifado says, at this juncture, we can confidently say the NPP has collapsed. Raskaba says, Assalamu alaikum, my big brother, Professor Blakk Rasta himself. More respect to you, and I pray that the Almighty Allah keeps protecting you. Inshallah. Tonak. Joe Michael. Tona. Quick Joe Michael. Okay. Says, yes, I. JDSGH says, greetings, Blakk. We are live. Our country or nothing. Raskaba says, long live the Black Pot. A.K.A. Kukushonamo. Toda. Quick Joe. Michael, he says, we. Musa Yusuf says, Blakk Rasta, I love your dress code. Thank you, Henrietta says, Blakk, please have a great weekend. May the good Lord protect you. Henrietta says, greetings to the good people of Bolgatanga. We love you all. Then he says, NPP, never again. More comments, 2 more, and we'll be done. Now, Teresa Frimpong says, this is what God doesn't like. After giving victory to his people, we will give the glory elsewhere. Please respect other people's culture and tradition and beliefs, okay? Teresa Frimpong says, Father God Almighty, please forgive us. Some of us believed in our conversation with you, and we are very grateful for the victory you gave us. Okay. Joseph Ayombisa says, my God, Father, we love you. May the good Lord protect you and give you long life. Reko says, the fake NPP criminal gurus continually keep on digging their own graves. Come 2028, they will have no party to join than to apologize to the country and join the base, because the MPP would be like CPP. Rap Thunder says this juju isn't serious. This juju man isn't serious. Which one? Joshua Srabi says, we have had enough of his blackmail. If truly he's here for Ghana, then what is he waiting for? Bafo Che Kojo says, Teresa Frimpong, I agree with you, my sister. Let's give glory to the Almighty God who deserves our praise for giving us victory. Rico says, Blakk, believe me, currently the fake NPP is just a Mickey Mouse party dancing in a Mickey Mouse freedom and independence parade. And then Elsie Sena says, Chia, no politician thinks about the people. It's always personal and family. El Fenomeno says, all the wise people are living. People's Party. Jafet Bodo says, we must be making Kennedy angry every day so that we'll be hearing things. I agree with you. Samuel Ferry says, Blakk, you are one-sided. The NDC is not the best administration in Ghana. Jerry Rawlings ruled over 19 years and couldn't do anything better for our country, Ghana. Well, we talk the things, okay? We've talked about Rawlings, his strengths and his weaknesses. Maybe you are new here. Please go back and look at what we have done, all right? Then come back and apologize when you find it, all right? Any which way, have a happy weekend and all the best to Ghana tomorrow. We certainly are going to beat the Croatians and more powder will fly in the air. To all the wonderful supporters and to the ancestors and to the wonderful people of Ghana, dead or alive, dead and alive, all the people of Ghana. We want to say, go Black Rasta, go Black Stars, and everything will be everything. We love you. We'll see you again on Monday at 6 p.m. sharp. Hey ya! Hey yo! Wayo!